Would any of you guys out there pay $200 for Grand Theft Auto 6? Well, I'm sure some people right now probably would, just because it's one of the most highly anticipated games of all time. Well, we actually heard from one of the most reputable guys in the industry, the host of the Summer Games Fest, Jeff Keighley. He actually talked about this and how he would pay $200 for GTA 6. And we're going to be diving into a couple of other things in this video today, including when we actually might hear from Rockstar at the world's biggest gaming event and a whole lot more. So as you guys know, the Summer Games Fest is about to start. It's kicking off, and Jeff Keighley's doing a lot of interviews and whatnot. And he actually talked about Grand Theft Auto 6 and how he thinks it'd be possible at some point in time for games like that to be $200. So I'll leave a link to the article in the description. They begin by saying, but what about the way we purchase games? With Microsoft pushing Games Pass harder than ever, will we even buy individual titles anymore? Well, Keighley doesn't think they're going anywhere. He says, I'm a big believer that there will still be premium games that can command premium prices, Keighley says. For Grand Theft Auto 6, I'd probably spend $200 on that game. The Canadian argues there will always be games that are worth that price point, blowing them to West End and Broadway shows that you'll always blow a ton of money on so you can experience that special moment. Holy smokes. Would you guys just let me know right now in those comments down below, would you be willing to spend $200 on GTA 6? Just like the normal version of the game. Honestly, at this point in time, I would say maybe I would. Just because we've been wanting the game for so long, and I know that $200 would go so far because I'd be playing the game for hours and hours and hours, and there'd be this multiplayer attached to it as well, so I know that I'd definitely be getting my money worth. Now, in all seriousness, it does make you wonder what the price of Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be when it does eventually come out. Is it going to be $60? Is it going to be $70? Does Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive say that it'll be the best game the world has ever seen? Do they push it up to $100? Do they push it up to $200? I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't know. With the rate of inflation of everything else going on in the world, if you guys drive a car, you'll notice gas prices, go to the grocery store, the cost of food and other essentials. I don't know. Maybe we're heading there. That could definitely be kind of interesting, that's for sure. But I just thought it was an interesting interview and an interesting article. And sort of tapping back into the Summer Games Fest, I don't believe we're going to be getting any sort of GTA 6 reveal or announcement coming. Although, obviously, that would be exceptionally cool, as that means we'd have a lot of GTA 6 stuff to talk about. I just don't think it's going to happen at that event. But I'm always going to leave the door open just a little bit, have that 1% chance of hope and optimism. But again, you guys can let me know what you think about that in those comments down below. As far as when we're more likely going to get information on GTA 6, that might be in 2023, and it might be at E3 2023, because the video game convention will return in 2023, says its parent company. So as you guys know, E3 has been kind of canceled for the second time in the last 3 years. And the last time they had it, it was a digital event, and in my opinion, it didn't go over all that well. But it will be returning in 2023. They said, we're excited about coming back in 2023 with both a digital and an in-person event. The ESA president and CEO Stan Pierre-Louis told the Washington Post in an interview, as much as we love these digital events and as much as they reach people, and we want that global reach, we also know there's a really strong desire for people to convene, to be able to connect in person and see each other and talk about what makes games great. So the reason I say this is good news is because if Rockstar is going to make an announcement at a game convention, it's going to be E3. That's the one that they've made announcements at the past. We saw that with Grand Theft Auto 4. We saw that with Grand Theft Auto 5. And alongside this E3 convention, there's going to be separate studios like Sony and Microsoft, where Rockstar have also made announcements in tandem with that. Just think of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S version of GTA 5. Rockstar made announcements on Sony's press conference for that back in 2020. So it really wouldn't be shocking whatsoever to see something like that. Now, I know that's not the news we want to hear, But at this point in time, I think Rockstar still got to talk about Grand Theft Auto Online. They probably still have something to do with Red Dead Redemption 2. And they've already kind of given their initial teaser. So maybe 2023 is the year. And unfortunately, that means that things are probably going to be pushed back just a little bit. Because if they're only formally announcing the game in 2023, that means that the game probably won't be coming out in the same year or very likely even the year after. So also let me know in those comments down below if you think we'll see an announcement of GTA 6 from Rockstar before E3 2023, or do you think it's going to happen around that time? Now, the final thing I want to dive into in this video today is actually something that happened right before the release of GTA 5. And it kind of makes you wonder if this will prompt Rockstar to do things differently for Grand Theft Auto 6. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but all the way back on August 24th, 2013, this happened, where PlayStation had to put out this blog post, Grand Theft Auto 5 update. They said, regrettably, some people who downloaded the digital pre-order of Grand Theft Auto 5 through the PlayStation Store in Europe were able to access certain GTA 5 assets. These assets were posted online. We have since removed the digital pre-order file from the PlayStation Store in Europe. We sincerely apologize to Rockstar and GTA fans across the world who were exposed to the spoiler content. GTA 5 is one of the most highly anticipated games of the year with a very passionate following, and we're looking forward to the historic launch on September 17th. That's obviously not what you want to have happen. And I can imagine Rockstar doesn't want that to happen again this year. So because of that, I'm going to say Rockstar will probably change the way that we preload games or pre-order games going forward, at least with their big-time releases, not necessarily re-releases like GTA 5 Expanded and Enhanced and the Trilogy Definitive Edition. The preload is either going to be not as long before, or they're going to change their security protocols. I don't know how that ended up happening. I do remember that all the way back in 2013, where I think it was like an audio clip of like Johnny Klebitz getting his head bashed in by Trevor Phillips. That part I do remember, but I hope, again, that doesn't happen for GTA 6, and I guarantee you that because of that, Rockstar is probably going to change the way they go about doing things, but that's something you might not have known about. I found that to be interesting, that's for sure. But again, let me know what you think in those comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today. I'd love to hear from you guys down there, or you can reach out to me on my Facebook page where you can send photos, videos, messages, and a whole lot more. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.